I am starting to get back into the groove of things, and this system is really working for me. I absolutely love it. It tells me how long I actually spend on projects and reminds me when my little one wakes up spontaneously at 2:30 in the morning. Going to Bologna for me is an educational purpose right now. Absorbing the vibe, getting to know how the industry works, but I can only show my best right now, so I've just like drawn a line. Here's my portfolio work. I realized that my art can be focused later and just let that forever grow on my website. I have bought a domain name. Now I don't know why. jennyho.com cost £5,000, just under, and it's like, why? So I've been trying other names and I ended going with the one, and I have committed 10 years. Last time when I bought spottedjournal.com, the contract finished at like 3 years. The prices went really high. It was a bit disappointing. By doing this way, I'm like fixing it for 10 years because I know I'm in this for the long run. It's just about when. Let's stay consistent. When is it going to happen? I'm going to be starting to think about the actual branding, like the web design, this coming week, so fingers crossed. So first up this week, I actually met a couple of local illustrators who are going to Bologna Fair. Oh my gosh, in person. Really exciting stuff. So how I actually come to know about these couple of illustrators. I was doing Bologna research, and that kind of led me to the Substack Cardboard Chronicles. I will link it below if you're interested. They were talking about Bologna, and then at the end it was like, we've got a WhatsApp group, like come and join us if you wanted to. And I was just fascinated. Like okay, this group is quite big now. There's about like 94 members. It can get overwhelming sometimes, like, but the information that you get, if you can keep up with it, is really, like, especially for as a beginner. Just passing on the favor, if you are interested in joining the WhatsApp group, let me know. DM me on Instagram and I shall send you the WhatsApp invite. But Kate Herbert, she literally gave us her promo pack and shared the flyers, the postcards, and like a leaflet. She gave other examples as well as things that has helped her when she went last. And even though she's not going this year, she gave us so many tips and reassurance. I'll link her Substack below. I think she even shares like her printers, and yeah, just super generous. It's always wonderful to meet other kitlit illustrators as well as hearing about their creative journeys. It kind of made me realize just how lovely the industry is. Next thing that happened this week is a puffin event. Perks of being a bookseller at an independent cafe and bookshop. It was just really wonderful to meet a lot of people there. This is the art channel, so I'm just going to be talking about that. I had the pleasure bumping into the art directing team there. So I was asking questions like, what do art directors do? And, you know, do you have any tips for like beginners like myself? They suggested an agent, because an agent is the thing that helps you understand the process. Another thing I was worried about is me sharing my behind the scenes on YouTube so openly and vulnerably. Is it going to like knock down the confidence of publishers? The art director there was like, no, we actually love to see that. We understand that illustrators, they're just going to grow, and we love looking at sketchbooks and even choosing like certain characters in the sketchbook and develop from that. They understand that illustrators, they are going to be going through phases. Like next year's work is not going to be the same as this year's work, and that's fine as long as it's not like drastically changed. They gotta have that vibe of like, oh, you know what you're doing. I can really see like how collaborative the relationship is. I absolutely love that. I honestly just want to work with lovely, nice people with a collaborative approach as opposed to a hierarchy approach for the rest of my life, if that's possible. After that, I actually went onto Penguin Random's House website, and I found this category where it actually explains like how to approach agents, what's the process for illustrators. Super useful for beginners like myself. So yeah, I'll link that below. Next up, The Artist's Way. I have been going through this book. It's the second week, coming to the third. We had our second meeting. We're just learning from each other and we're supporting with each other. It feels less alone, and it's just such a great vibe to do it with other people. I feel like I'm learning a lot about my insecurities. It just shows again how many layers there are in this book. And I'm gonna share my check-ins with you lot. I actually have already recorded a couple. Not everybody can like meet in person or you know, can afford the club, so I'm hoping that at least if I share my check-ins here, it will maybe help to not feel so alone, and kind of get that vibe of like growing together. I don't actually know when I'm going to edit that because the first priority is Bologna. And last but not least, when I was working at the bookshop this week, I just really want to say thank you, Anne Louise. And they said, oh, you're Jenny, I watch your videos. And that, like, the warmth inside me just like what? I don't know who subscribes, who watches, and to actually hear and see someone and meet someone who I've never met before tell me that, it just makes it so real. I really wish I got to know them a bit more. I was in the middle of my shift and they had to go. But yeah, it would have been really nice just to have coffee and just meet up. Actually, I might just text them like, hey, do you want to meet up for coffee? Yeah, it will be really lovely to just hear like, what does she do, and is she enjoying it? There is one thing she actually pointed out which I have been thinking about lately, and it's a couple of times that this has popped up actually in the other meetings that I had. They both said, look, when you are explaining to people like what you do, just say you're an illustrator, show them the website, that's what you do. Don't say, oh, I'm working towards becoming an author illustrator. Don't say, can I get some feedback? Own it. I've been thinking about it, and I actually don't mind being honest about how I'm feeling. I think at this point it's a habit of how I introduce myself. Oh, I'm working towards becoming an author illustrator. I say it on my YouTube videos. But there is a beauty in being a beginner, and I feel that people are a bit more forgiveful when they know that you are a beginner, and when they know that you're actually quite new to the industry. What I realise is I haven't put in enough work to develop that confidence. Not to say that like my creative voice right now, the illustrations that I've made aren't any good, but personally, like that confidence in here, I feel like I need to do a lot more work. I see all the illustrators around me and I'm like, whoa, you know, it's just so stunning. That took a lot of work. They make it seem so easy and so like simple, but actually there's a lot of work and a lot of training, a lot of self-discovering to get to that stage. And I've only just started last year, and it took me around a year to figure out like what themes I enjoy. So I'm really looking forward to do this for myself, to take this whole year and really get stuck into figuring out like the materials that I enjoy, things that I like the look of, colours. Really excited to like dive in. But first of all, Bologna. I don't know whether people will take me more seriously if I just say, yeah, I'm an author illustrator, here's my website, this is what I do. Maybe that might, maybe I should change that. Maybe I should show a bit more confidence. And but I realized there was a mindset that stopped me from doing that. And I think I had a breakthrough today writing my morning pages. Yeah, so but this is the thought of the day that I've written down, that it's okay to not feel that I have found or feel confident in my visual language yet. The point is that we're always changing. It's true. We're always changing. I think I actually mentioned in this video, the more experience we get, the more it kind of feeds into our taste, and then it's always going to be that gap, so you're never really going to ever reach that point, which is why I'm going to put my portfolio on this website now and just like let it evolve. And it's the thing that I also said in this video, I'm happy to do it for the rest of my life, like keep on evolving and keep on learning, growing, being the best that I can be. The actual act of working on my illustrations and art is being an illustrator. I think the difference is whether you're published or unpublished. Like if you're published, it means that someone's put their eggs in your basket. They've risked you and you've done the process before. That's the difference between published and unpublished. But to have that confidence, like in here, in the heart, like know your worth, I think that is the mindset as well as actual doing the work that will help that. It's more like an inner thing that we need to work on as opposed to an external thing. I'm hoping I make sense. Yeah, so that's kind of like my breakthrough. I'm like, oh, I am doing it. I have done short stories before. Maybe I need to actually go to a market and print some scenes out, and then it's like an actual thing that I can like flip through. Yeah, I think I will do that. That's all I have for you today. Really hope you have a lovely week. Remember to stay true to yourself. Take care and catch you in the next one. Goodbye.